Hey everyone, Jim here, Boots and Whiskey Podcast. I'm sitting here and I'm giving you all these episodes this weekend, and this one is one that I think we might have missed the mark on and not giving it the time a day. And I don't want to say forgetting about it because we don't forget about the episode. Just shit happens. We talk about this all the time. And I'm the only one. I'm the pretty much the person that does all this. Shit gets lost, cracked, whatever. Um, Kyle Ray went to Berkeley. He could sing the goddamn phone book, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not just saying that. This kid has got it. He's got that sound that I love. That he's that Charles Wesley Godwin, Zach Bryan. The list goes on and on. He's got that sound, and this kid has got it. And I hope he fucking does some big things because he deserves it. But thanks for coming in today and checking it out. And we will see you on the flip side, guys. Cheers. Enjoy the show. Oh, like you spent enough time up here. You know how we are.
Yeah, word.
So
Word.
what's going on, man?
Not much, man. We're just prepping for gigs. I got my bass player. Yeah, I'll see you, man. You want to pop in and just at least wave hey real quick? This is my bass player, Ben. We were in.
Hey. What's up, man?
I'm all good. How are you?
Good.
Word.
Living the dream.
Yeah, awesome. I'll just leave you to it.
Yeah. Love you, brother.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. I'll text you about an hour, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were just rehearsing for a gig that we got coming up in the future, learning some fun little covers, making arrangements and whatnot. So
Nice, man. Nice.
yeah.
So are you still up here? Or are you in Nashville now?
I am. I'm still in Boston. I've got about 4 months left. I'm moving back in late August to Kentucky, and then just a landing pad. It'll be nice to be home for a little while. I just graduated Berkeley. Felt real good.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a hell of a time. It was very hard, but we got through.
Nice.
And yeah, so I'll be moving home soon. But for now, I got this summer up here on the East Coast because we got a lot of shows and stuff that are coming up and whatnot.
Nice. So what made you go to Berkeley of all places?
So, man, I I grew up in a really small town and there weren't a lot of resources for music. And then, funny enough, I found a YouTuber by the name of Adam Neely, and all of the Berkeley folk are gonna laugh at that, but he went to Berkeley as well, and he talked about going. And I knew when I was young that I needed to get out of my hometown because it was just small, and I knew that gut feeling if I wanted to do anything with this career, then I had to leave and I had to go, discover that. And I felt like Berkeley was the place to do that, and I was right. I was right for the most part. I didn't necessarily gain a lot uh, intellectually from the school because I'm bad at school. But I met a lot of people, and I grew a lot in a lot of different ways. So I think that set me up for what I'm doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because it's I talk to people all the time, and it's either Berkeley or what Belmont is the other one.
Berkeley to Belmont.
And being from here, and living here my entire life, I'm always like, well, why wouldn't you go to Berkeley? You know what I mean? So I guess you can see the pros and cons of both, right?
Yeah, I knew about Belmont, but I didn't go because when I was young, Nashville is healing. I'll say that. I think I've been going back recently, and the scene there seems to be booming, and not just for pop country music people, but also um, the actual musicians and the songwriters, the people that um, this industry is built on the backs of. They seem to have their own community, and it's popping off, and it's really cool. It's really, hip and all that stuff, and it seems to be healing. But when I was young, it was not that way, and there
No.
wasn't shit to do in Nashville except drink, and I just like. I don't know. I didn't see it as a way to go in, but I don't know. I think I just knew that I needed to leave
Yeah.
um, and come. So, but yeah, I'm excited to go to Nashville now. All my people are moving out there, or already live there, and it's gonna be fun time. It'll be
Yeah.
fun
I
time.
mean, and for your sound and the way, you know, I've been really digging into your shit and stuff, and it's exactly what is going to be what I consider a little more mainstream in the next couple years. You
Really,
know, not that it's not now, right?
I'm not offended. My stuff is not mainstream by
But
any
but it
stretch of
but I
imagination.
really think it's going to be. Guys that sound like you and Zach Bryan and Charles Wesley Godwin, and the list goes on, right? You guys have this knack for telling a story, singing a song, and not doing it the Nashville way, and still paving a way.
I
And
appreciate that, man.
still being popular, and still having something to say, and still resonating with people.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I hope so. I hope it's
yeah,
mainstream in the next few years. That'd be pretty cool for me and the boys.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I think you're coming in at the right time.
one can hope God's timing, no?
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you, because we've, as you know, right, this city and this area of the world is tough,
Hmm.
right? And it's definitely tough for what I would consider real country music, right?
Hmm.
How has it been for you?
Hmm. I think, uh, for me personally, in terms of finances and everything, it was hell. It was really hard for a long time. Um, just trying to keep my wits about me, to keep my feet out from, to keep my feet underneath me in terms of finances and whatnot. Um, Everything's really expensive here. It
Yeah,
costs an arm and a leg for a studio apartment. Um, you know, and to God be the glory. I'm living comfortably. I'm doing okay, and He's always made sure that I've needed everything or gotten everything that I needed. But it was rough for a long time. I mean, there was a point in time where I was working three jobs. I was working security, washing dishes at a pizza place, and bartending all at the same time,
yeah.
and clocking like 75 hours a week, and had one day off a month. And I had spent that day like doing laundry and hanging with my
Right. Yeah,
girlfriend that I had at the time, like doing chores. And it's tough. It's real tough. And but Boston's way better than New York. I'll say that. I'll say that.
yeah, yes, it
Every
sure is.
time, and this is, I always hate talking shit about New York, man, because like,
We don't. We'll talk shit about
yeah,
New York all day if you want, Kyle. Like,
dude, it's just like it's what I'm experiencing here, but even worse. And I don't think that there's any charm to it. I think people are so blinded by, they're like, oh, this is the greatest city in the world, and I'm not gonna like sit here and deny any of that. I don't know shit about fuck. Okay, I'm from the South. I'm from the South. But what I will say is like it's hard for like when I'm like, okay, but what about incredibly ridiculous high cost of living, like, you know, uh all of the systematic problems that are, happening there and blah blah blah. And people are like, yeah, that's part of the charm. And I'm like, I
yeah,
don't I don't think it
is it?
is, man. Is it part of the charm? Yeah, so anyway, yeah, no, Boston though. Back to Boston. Financially, personally, it was a huge shift for me, and I struggled real hard, like finding my people, whatever, building my whole thing. But musically, when I finally decided to pursue my personal music full time, like my solo stuff full time, it was pretty beneficial because Boston was surprisingly. I was worried about it at first, but because I didn't think that there was that big of a scene here. But there is a crowd of folk.
Yeah,
There's a large demographic of people that do like country music here, and there's not a lot of artists, so I didn't have like too much competition in terms of like getting gigs. If all it took was like somebody knowing about you and kind of helping you out, or like making the right connections and talking to the right people, just making people aware of you, for you
yeah,
to kind of get those gigs and those gig offers. And it was enough to kind of like prop the band up for a while. And I think a lot of people, especially today, are quick to like run towards a community that they know that they'll fit in with, and they because there's a safety net in that, that like you're moving to a place where there's a high demand of whatever it is that you're selling.
right,
But I think if you can be bold enough, like the issue with that is that while there's a high demand, there's also a high supply. So there's a lot of competition there. And I think that people, especially artists, would benefit from like appealing to places where there's not as much competition, because the reality of the situation is like everybody's good. There's always somebody better than you. There's always somebody much harder working, blah, blah, blah. It's just a matter of like where God tells you to go, and do you follow, and like do you have the right team of people around you that believe in you, and are you, kind of willing to work through all of that? And I think like me, I've directly benefited from being a small fish in a medium pond, as opposed
right.
to being a small fish in a large pond. So yeah, that's that's my take on that.
Yeah, and like being out here, I, I know the local scene well enough where, for your sound and your appeal, I can maybe only count 4 or 5 guys that I think would like be in the same conversation.
Yeah.
You know, so like you're absolutely right. Like it is there. But like let me and I tease the local scene all the time because it pisses me off sometimes. But have you gotten any pushback for your sound? And it's not, whether it's not poppy enough, or it's not this, or it's not that. It's because of how raw and authentic you are. Have you gotten any kind of bullshit when it comes to it?
I mean, surprisingly, not yet. And if I have, or if I have, I haven't heard it yet. Um,
That's fair.
that's probably what's more likely, is that they're probably, because people like where I'm from, they don't talk shit. They'll just be like, "Hey, you suck," and you're like, "Cool, thanks, man." But here it's like, "Oh wow, so great," and then they're like,
Right.
"We suck,"
Yeah.
like
Yeah. 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 We have a
so.
problem with not talking shit directly to your face, but
Right.
well,
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure that that's the case. But also, I've been lucky enough to like, I was performing predominantly around my school when I was in it. That was the majority of the crowd, was like the college folk and whatnot. And I got a lot of pushback. Or I didn't get a lot of pushback. I think it was harder for people to attach to at first at my school, because the majority of people at my school are in R&B or pop. So
okay.
I didn't have like there wasn't a large demographic of people that liked my music until I found the Roots program at school. And that's where like all of the Roots program is, like where all the country music, bluegrass, and like old style tunes were being played. And even then, like by the time I like had like established myself in any set, I was like had already like kind of roped the people in from those other styles there, into the crowd. And then when we were playing some like frat gigs and stuff at BU, and they loved it. and we also played some covers and stuff too. But I think a lot of people uh, don't know. Like I think a lot of people like know all of the country music and the pop stuff because it's like it's easily acceptable,
Right.
or it's easily promoted to them. Like it's
Yeah.
easy for them to digest because it's marketed in that way where it's right in front of their faces, and it's not that they're against the sounds of more like raw, authentic, less formulated music or whatever. Um, it's not that they're against it; it's just that they don't know about it.
Right.
And that, to be honest, that's my biggest take on the industry in general. I think like there's like a lot of us musicians um, often hate that we're like we feel like we're not going to be listened to because we're so far different from pop, or some people are like, oh, my music is more genuine, and people aren't ready for that and all this other stuff. I genuinely believe that if labels attached to artists that made authentic music in that capacity, or attached to someone like me or these other people, and promoted them and put them on the pedestal, that they'd be the pop, right? Like that would be the new standard for music
Yeah.
in general. Um, so no, I mean, I think I've been lucky enough. I think the only pushback that I've gotten with my music in general has been the fact that I've been jumping around a lot from certain types of sounds,
Sure.
because I'm doing my best in the beginning to establish this is the array of things that like I like making. Like here's the palette of all of the sounds that I like to make. This is what you can expect over my career. And I doubt people give a shit enough about that right now. But um, I feel like in the day they'll be like, "Oh, okay, I see what he was doing. Like he was
Yeah.
trying to warn us." You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
can't say that we were surprised by a bluegrass album because he was doing that from release one,
Right.
or we can't be surprised by a Southern Soul album because like he did that. Whatever, so on and
Yeah.
so forth. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's. I mean, that's honestly the way. Probably the best way to go about it is play with everything out of the gate
yeah,
so that it's not a shell shock.
yeah. I'm trying. A lot, and a lot of artists do this too, but they often will do it in the way where they kind of just like do as they kind of touch on all of the sounds they like, and then they take the one that sticks and they run with it,
Yeah.
um, which is not a bad thing at all. I think if you're just telling people like, here's all the music that I like making, and oh, you guys like this one as well, cool. This is what I'll branch
Yeah.
my whole brand
Absolutely.
around. I don't think that that's a bad thing, but I definitely want to. Uh, I don't like boxes, and um, I don't like boxes, and I don't like being kind of shoved into a corner in terms of like what to expect. Where's the fun in that?
Right.
You know what I mean? I want it to be like a oh shit, what's next kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Um, and hopefully people like that, and it doesn't piss them off. you know, but
Yeah.
whatever.
So what were you listening to when you were growing up to bring you to where you are?
Oh, good lord. Um, Everything. I'll go through it. A lot of Zeppelin, a lot of Eagles, a lot of Hendrix, Clapton, a lot of Motown, um, Stevie Wonder, um, the Drifters, the Flamingos, um, Aretha Franklin, uh, James
So
Taylor, Jackson Brown.
I'm
Like,
going to ask a really naive question.
hit
Ready?
me.
So being from Kentucky, right, and being a New Englander,
Mhm.
like I would not guess that Motown would be
No. Yeah.
would be like a
No.
huge thing
No.
in Kentucky.
Yeah. No. I tell people that I grew up listening to a lot of Motown, and they're like, what do you know about it? And it's just funny. Like, no. Quick answer to that question. Not a lot of Motown in Kentucky. Um, I just had cultured parents, and my old man, he was my old man was a grease monkey. He was a mechanic, and he loved going to the hot rods. Like we'd go to the drag strip, and we'd watch people take it, run the quarter mile and the whatever, and just so I was around that classic car scene. So I grew up around a lot of doo-wop as well. So like
Okay, yeah,
a lot of the old oldies, like the Drifters, like that whole 12/8, you know, ba, 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 you know, a lot of the Four Seasons and stuff like that. And then from there, these things are so closely related, and the time periods were the exact same. And so my dad knew a lot of that music, and I kind of just really attached to it. I loved it so much, and I just kind of, I fortunately grew up with the internet in that regard, so I was able to find more. And I just like from the day I was real young, just did deep dived into a lot of those genres that I liked a lot because I just thought it was so good, you know.
yeah. So
So
then, how do you go from such an influence like that to what you're doing now?
yeah, so I
Because it is
mean,
night and day. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like I definitely, that's the thing. Like and I've thought about this so much, because a lot of people have asked me like how I ended up doing and heading in this direction, and it's always a hard question because I think ultimately like I returned to my roots. Like I grew up in a place where uh, George Strait and George Strait, Chris Stapleton, and all of my favorite Alan Jackson, like all of these guys, Tim McGraw, they were always on the radio. Um, and I feel like when you grow up in it, you're always like, you kind of, at least this is what I did. I grew up and I was just like, no, this shit sucks. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I'm too cool for this.
right.
Blah blah blah. I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna play drums and be in a rock band and all this other stuff and whatever. I was like, I'm gonna be the greatest drummer in the world. And then I got to Berkeley and was humbled to death. But I think I went through a really tough time here in my college during my college career, and I ended up actually dropping out of Berkeley. I had no intention of finishing school, and I went back home. I was like, "Fuck this place," blah blah blah. Like I don't have the money. I can't make friends, whatever. And I went home, and then that lasted 7 days. Um, I literally, it took me a week, and I was like, "What have I done?" Um, but when I was home, I decided to come back. After that, I had this kind of big old meltdown and realized, like, okay, God has put me in Boston, gotten me through everything, done the impossible, helped me get the money to go to school, blah blah blah. I should, instead of throwing it away like a brat, need to, see this through and finish it, and kind of just trust His plan and let go of mine. And I did that, and I benefited greatly for it. But at the time, I was still like, it was really hard, and I was really worried because I didn't think I'd be able to come back, and I worked real hard to save money and make it back here. But during that time, like I was doing a lot of tree work and just kind of like doing a lot of work, tree work, but also work on myself. And I kind of was just like, okay, it doesn't matter where I move, doesn't matter if I leave the country, I'm still a country boy. As much as I want to push that aside and try and forget about it and like blah 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 or like whatever. Like I realized ultimately like my home is not a bad place. And I think like I had a lot of shit happen to me when I was young in my home, and I kind of just like in my weird dumb kid brain was just like, it's not the things that are happening to me or the people that are doing it to me. It's just this place, right? Like I
Yeah,
just put it. It's like all of this bad stuff is because of this place, and if I can just leave it, I'll be fine. Which is like the classic coming of age story.
yeah, yeah, man.
But
Yeah,
I left, and it took me leaving my home for me to figure out like that my place is filled with good people, and it's a good place. It's definitely God's country, and yeah, basically, I found myself, and I think when I started really resonating with my culture and my people more, and I don't know, I think I just started doing real big deep dives into all of those tunes that I grew up in church, all the bluegrass hymns in my mountain churches, and all the Southern soul and folk tunes that I grew up on, and Southern rock, whatever. And it was just like, you know what? And then, I don't know. My writing had always been folk oriented in that regard, and always been like storytelling and about me and my experiences and everything else. And I think I finally was just starting to find a way to kind of mold that together. And that's another thing too, with like the releases that I've had out and stuff. Like, not only am I trying to show like these are the plethora of sounds that I like making and blah blah blah. I'm also, it's like it has been a discovery. Like my most recent tune that I dropped, it came out Friday, River Song. Um, way better, way better than my first release ever. And I still think, and that's still an old tune, and I'm trying to, like, I'm excited to get more music out because I'm
Yeah,
like, I hate that this old stuff, like this stuff that I wrote 8 months ago, is now it's like being shown as like me and my capabilities and the limit of that. But I'm also like excited to show people that like I'm also growing. Like I I have been lucky enough to have people like jump in on this and believe in me in this project from the very, not the very beginning, but close to it. About a year into the project, the rest of my team jumped on and was just like hands on, ready to go. Blah blah blah. And when that happened, things have started picking up, and I'm still like backlogging all of it. I'm still trying to get out the backlog of music that I have now that I have other people to help me with the rest
yeah,
of the stuff. And so it's a little difficult, and I'm grateful that people like that old stuff, but I'm also so excited for people to hear the new stuff. Like this is like, hey man, this is where we're going. This is the
yeah.
direction we're taking.
Yeah, and it's not easy or cheap to do it either.
Definitely not. No,
No, no.
definitely not.
I don't think enough people understand that either. At least enough. The consumer doesn't understand that enough.
Yeah, no, they definitely don't. I mean, hell, I spend a lot of time explaining to my family, like I spend a lot of time explaining to my family, like how the business works and how little money there is in it in the beginning. And there's definitely more now than there ever has been. But I definitely think that they we just recently opened for Jody Messina in Canada. And like I have distant family members that are like, this kid, he's made it. Where's his, where's the millions? You know what I mean? And
Right,
it's like,
right, right,
no, no, not at all.
right,
Not at all. I made like maybe $200 on that gig. After
right,
expenses and everything. So like,
right,
you know,
right. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? This industry can be a blessing and a curse.
100%. Yeah.
It's wild. And like I know we keep talking about it, but for people to really understand, like being in this part of the country and for the sound that you have, and I know I'm beating it to death, but like I think it's important for people to realize, like this is not the epicenter of fucking your sound. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I enjoy it, but I'm also in it. You know, I
Right.
and there are a lot of people that do enjoy it that aren't in it, but it's not like it's not like some, and I hate to put it this way because I'm sure they're out there, but it's not like some college kid is going out on their Spotify after going out on a Friday night and hearing all these fucking shitty pop songs and stumbling across your stuff.
You're right.
You know?
Yeah. 100%. And like, and that's okay. Like
Yeah.
there is an, um, There is there is there's a thing that you have to face, a mentality, there's a perspective that you have to face from the get-go,
Yeah.
which is like, um okay, like you have to, at the very beginning, you have to be like, okay, I need to take out the mentality of I need to make money very, like, right now. Like, I just need to take that out. In fact, you need to switch it to I have to pour every dollar and every cent that I have into this project now. Um, and until it does well, you know what I mean? Until it starts making money,
Right.
I need to put all of my money and all of my time and all of my energy into this right now. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, but also a lot of artists and musicians, I think, don't understand that, but also a lot of people and a lot of consumers don't understand that that's what we have to do first, and that also is what deters people from from pushing. They're like, yeah, son, daughter, go pursue music. Because, like, rightfully so, they're worried about them. They want them to have a job. They want them to be secure and have that security and blah blah blah. But the reality of the situation is, like, it's also like it's just a business. Like, when you strip away the, like, mysteriousness of, like, the artistry and, like, oh, be a rock and roll star, like, whatever, dude. Like, you strip all of that shit away, which is just like Hollywood lights,
Yep.
and you just cut and dry. It is a, like, I genuinely run my business as, like, with through the mentality of, like, this is a restaurant, right? Like, here are all of these are my employees. How am I going? Like, am I going to give them a W-2 or a W-9? You know what I mean? And I mean, these are the expenses, blah blah blah. Uh, and when you run it in that way and you think of it in that way, you're like, yeah, of course. Like, people are less likely to look at their son and be like, yeah, go pursue music. Uh, like, people will look at their sons and be like, no, I don't want you to pursue music because there's no money in it. You don't make any money for a long time, or, like, blah blah blah. But then if their son went to college and, like, got a business degree, and then it's like, yeah, dad, I'm going to take out a loan and start my own restaurant, it'd be like, go for it, son. you
Yes.
know like, I'm a they'd be like, go for it, son,
Yeah.
because, like, which is crazy because, like, especially with how much real estate costs today, bro. How much are we dropping? Just not only just like not only for the entirety of the business, but just, like, the building itself. You know what
Right.
I
Oh
mean? Or,
yeah.
like, whatever business it is that you're starting. So like, it's not as dramatic as what people think. Like, dude, if your product is good and you work hard and um, and you got people that believe in you, and you're not egotistical, and you try to you know you're okay with admitting when you're wrong, okay with failing, and all of the bad shit that comes with it, and taking the blunt of the bad shit along the way, then, like, you'll be okay. You'll make it. If your
Yeah.
product is good and you're a good person, like, that's pretty much everything that matters in this business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I think that's that. Just like, hey, be cool and make good music, and also devote your entire life to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
more
Absolutely.
partying. No more partying. No more, like your friends are your band now. Friends
Yeah.
are your managers and your business team now. Like, and that's kind of that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm also wildly, like, uh, I'm making wild exaggerations just for the sake of, like, making this quick, but it is hard. It is very hard, and it's hard to do it here. It's hard to do it in anywhere that's highly congested, but it's
Yeah.
also necessary at some point, right? Like everybody, you know, I'm gonna move to Nashville and do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same shit. And like, is it as big as Boston? No. Is there more competition? Yeah. And like, even then, I don't like the idea of saying competition in terms of like whatever, because I don't think that I'm against anybody except myself. But yeah, I mean, point being, it's a large demographic of songwriters and artists and great musicians that'll blow everybody out of the water just sitting right there. So,
So let me ask you, how scared shitless are you to move to Nashville?
not, bro.
You know?
I'm
No?
not. No,
Good.
look, one or two things are gonna. I think my success. I know my success is inevitable, but I know it's not because of me. All right, it's not because of me or because of the team that I have or whatever. Like, I'm a man of faith. I'm a strong believer in the Lord, and I am positive that this is what I've been put here to do. And I'm, I'm not gonna say that there's not, like, my idea of success has changed so dramatically just in the past like 2 years. So who's to say? But no, I'm confident that like no matter what, wherever I go, whatever happens, I'll be okay. So like, I've dealt with a lot more. I've dealt with a lot harder shit, and to be honest, I know that it's cheaper there. My family's right across the border. Worst case scenario.
Right.
And if I can like go through 5 years of like skipping a meal, skipping or not a meal, skipping meals like every other day for like 2 years, and working 3 jobs in 75 hours, like, dude, I'm just fine, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing a-okay. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, I have my fears. Like, I, it's starting over in a sense of like building my community again, but also like not really. Like a lot of the people that I've been talking to, and like a lot of the people on my team, and a lot of my friends that I just graduated with, they're all moving there. So like, if anything, I'm excited for the first time. I was scared when I moved here, because I didn't know anything, and I knew that I didn't know anything, and I know that I don't know much now, but I know a little bit more.
Yeah.
So,
Now, how much of it is a culture shock going from Kentucky to a place like Boston?
oh my God, yeah, a lot.
I bet.
Um, yeah, dude. Like so where I'm from, everybody's social. You walk down the street, hey, how you doing? Like, don't matter if you don't know each other. Like everybody's just warm for the most part, and the people that are like kind of shitty and like in their heads, or like don't say nothing or don't wave or anything, you're like, well, they're having a bad day. Better pray for them. I mean, like, kind of
Right.
whatever. And then you move here, and like no one gives a shit about you. No one's talking to each other on the side of the street unless there's like a Sox game, and like you like cheer on the Sox, and everybody's like, hell yeah. If you're like, fuck the Yanks, everybody's like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Uh, but yeah, no, I think that was different. Um, no nature in comparison to what I'm used to. Um, prices again are horrible. Finding an apartment is incredibly stressful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, no car, can't have a car here. Parking is impossible and
It's
super
in.
expensive.
Yeah.
Um, like I didn't know that that was a thing you had to do here. Like I didn't know you had, if you did have a car, that like you had to pay for parking. I was like, what? We don't do that back home.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
just have a driveway, or like you can park
Wherever you want.
like, yeah,
Right.
you just park it in any like place, and like nobody gives a shit. Like,
Yeah.
but there's people that like wrench on their cars or their trucks in the Walmart parking lot for like weeks, and
Yeah.
like nobody cares. Like the truck's not getting lifted. Nobody cares about like solicitation or anything like that, or like in that regard.
Yeah,
So that was that was weird. Um, yeah, I think I was real lonely.
yeah,
Um, I was really, really lonely, and I wasn't prepared for how people like functioned. Um, People's principles and morals are it's not that they're non-existent, but they're just different in the
yeah.
terms like so like we're like whatever, you know, when you grow up in a place where you can generally expect the same thing from the majority of people and you move and that's different, it like unlocks like a kind of separate layer of figuring out, I guess. You know, like it was a lot more of like trying to figure out how people functioned, how they acted, what they actually meant with how they acted, because I learned quickly that like uh confrontation is like a bad thing here. It's like seen as aggressive and like um almost violent in a way.
It's
And
it's very narcissistic.
it's just yeah, I mean
I'll say it. I've lived here my entire life. We're a bunch of fucking assholes.
yeah, bro. I'm not, and I'm not like I'm not trying to take a shit on this place. I
No,
actually
no,
have,
absolutely not. It's you know, if you ask me, it's the greatest city in the world.
yeah,
But this city, this town, this area, and the people in it will fuck with you mentally.
yeah. It was weird, man. I, I was surprised by it because I was weird no matter what I did. I was odd because I was too social and like too outgoing and like willing to talk to everybody. But then if I was like too reserved, then I was like, what's
Weird.
he hiding? Or like what
Yeah.
why is he shy or why is he acting that way? And then if I was like confrontational, because then I was like, why are you guys busting my balls kind of thing? Then it was just like, whoa, chill out, dude. Like,
Right.
what are you like? And I was just like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
You know what I
There's
mean?
no happy medium.
Yeah, there's like I couldn't figure out how to function. And
Right.
so and I think I ran into so many people like that from the get-go. Especially like in college, man. Like, um, there's not a lot of people here that come from like uh, broke backgrounds, especially like in the Harvard, MIT, Berkeley, Northeastern crowd.
Oh, dude, come drive an hour south.
Yeah, and
You'll feel like you're at home real quick.
yeah, that's that. And funny enough, I met a crew of guys that I liked a lot just by working like shittier jobs, right?
Yeah.
And like, and I was like, okay, so I'm not like out of my mind, and it's not this city. It's
Yeah. No.
just like
No.
this
Yeah.
general
Yeah.
section of people that just had totally different lives from mine, you
Right.
know? Because like I could look at my coworkers and be like, "Hey man, you're being an ass right now. Like chill out." And like or like, "Hey, yeah, the guy was a cunt, but like we got to pull it back." You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Yeah, my bad," you know? And so I mean, it's not that this place had any absence of, you know, was absent of good people or anything like that. I think that was just stuff that
No.
I struggled with culturally and stuff like that. Otherwise, there was a lot of cool stuff too. Like um, the food was a lot different. It was cool to have like good authentic food from different cultures here. Like you know, there's a Greek and an Indian street food place like right around the corner from where I live, and uh, so good. I eat lunch there like every day, so much so that when I walk in, like they put in my order for me, kind of thing. And like, so that's cool. Um, y'all's take on Southern comfort food is not accurate. I'll say
No.
that.
No. It sucks. It's the worst.
It's not.
It is the fucking worst. Like it is. Like I laugh all the time because the trendy thing now is like popping up these restaurants that are like Nashville inspired and yada yada yada, and it's like, first of all, your barbecue sucks.
Yeah, bro. Hey man, if you're putting coleslaw on your barbecue sandwiches, your barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, you've lost all credibility right there, just in my opinion,
Yeah.
bro. And
So
like I've seen that so many times, and I've been like, what the hell is going on, bro?
like I talk about it all the time where like I would love to open like um a restaurant that is that southern comfort food, like for reals, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what does that look like
Oh
for
man.
people that aren't in it for real?
Um, cornbread, barbecue, catfish, a lot of fried fish, just in general. Um, apple pie, um, pecan pie, uh, peach cobbler. Oh my God, cobblers, yo! Peach cobbler, blackberry cobbler. You know what I mean? Really hearty shit. If your cornbread isn't close to like a cupcake, if your cornbread don't taste like an in between of your cornbread and like a cupcake, then like it's not cornbread. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, and salt and pepper and other seasonings. I'd say that as well. I'm not gonna sit here and say that
That's
y'all don't season your food. I'm not
we
gonna
don't
say that.
we don't white us white people think every salt is spicy. You know?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's yeah, no. I think that's just kind of it's that stuff. Fried chicken. Oh my God. Yeah, but like good airy, um, like an airy, lighter uh breading on the outside, but like super moist chicken, not dry. Shit that falls off the bone,
Yeah.
tender ribs, tender steak.
Dude,
I
you're
I like the
killing me,
steak.
man. You're
Yeah, man.
fucking killing me.
It's good shit. It's good shit. Mashed
So
potatoes.
now let me ask you, right? This is the stupidest fucking question ever. But like when it comes to like the fast food chicken, right?
Hmm.
What do you
Uh,
what's the closest to an actual, like when you're talking about Popeyes or Chick-fil-A and Cane's and all that, what's the closest to like an authentic Southern fried chicken?
uh, KFC or Popeyes?
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say KFC or Popeyes. Raising Cane's is real good too. But
Yeah.
the one on Copley's been dropping the ball recently, and I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna stand on that too.
Well, is the Cane's over by BU and the Paradise Rock Club, is that still there?
Yeah, that one's still
Okay.
there. I haven't eaten there in a minute, but like um yeah. That it's good. It's good. It's whatever. It's not gonna be like somebody's mama making
Right.
fried
Right.
chicken. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it
Right.
just there's nothing that's gonna compare to that, but it's good shit. I think we all transgressions would be forgiven if we could just nail the sweet tea here. Sweet tea here is not sweet. It's like, yeah, that's just where
So
we missed the mark the big
so
time.
where what makes a good sweet tea?
Diabetes. You know what I'm saying? Like, like
That's
lots of
fair.
sugar, lots of
That's
sugar. Yeah, no, I mean like a lot of people, like my mama, for example, she'll make sweet tea, and she won't put as much sugar in it, as what I like. But if she does, um, if she likes it a little unsweeter, she'll put more ice in her sweet tea, right? So then it's just like so it waters it down more.
yeah.
And I think that's just like how it goes. Like I've watched people make like I worked a couple jobs here, where they serve sweet tea, and like the instructions were to like they would have the tea, they'd put the ice in it and then the sugar. Like we're skipping basic third grade science. Like we know sugar is like soluble, like it will mix when it's hot, right? So what do we do and put it in? I don't know. That shit is just wild to me.
Yep.
Like I watch the girl I'm seeing. She'll get like some tea or like black coffee or some shit like nitro brew bullshit, whatever. And she'll like get sugar, like she'll just add sugar in, and it'll just sit at the bottom, and I'll hear her crunch it, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Right,
How are you doing that?
right.
Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at.
Because I remember I worked for Longhorn Steakhouse for a while,
Mhm.
and when we made the sweet tea, like, you know, it was you put the bags in, you brewed it like it was like regular tea,
Mhm.
and when it was hot, that's when you put the sugar in, so
Yes.
that it would,
Yes. Yes.
I don't think that maybe we didn't put enough, but like that's what the deal was.
Yeah. Maybe I've just met and seen some tomfoolery here, but
Oh no,
yeah.
100% you did.
But yeah, no, I mean, even then, worst case, like, or best case scenario is still like not sweet enough. You know what I mean?
Right,
Um, you should be questioning by the time you're like 40 if you're like, I don't know if I should keep drinking this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have to chill on it, switch to
right,
black coffee kind of thing. So
right. That's awesome. I you
yeah,
know I love a good sweet tea, but you're right. Up here, it's
it's different, man.
doesn't
It's
happen.
different. Yeah, matcha and all of the other teas as well. Not used to that. Same thing with coffee. There's like I still don't understand nitro brew or like the other things. And it's not that like the South doesn't have like a Starbucks. Like
Right.
people get those things, but I just personally grew up drinking black coffee, so I just um yeah, it always like kind of mind boggles me. My girl I'm seeing, she's always trying to tell me to try matcha, and it's just like green, and I'm like, it just doesn't look
Yeah.
appealing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
can't do
I'm
it.
with you. Yeah. It's wild how different things can be when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like the same country.
Yeah.
I thought about this a lot in terms of like politics and stuff. And I was talking about this with some of the bandmates. Like I was like, it doesn't surprise me um, that like we can't like that there's so many disagreements amongst this entire country because like people in my home cannot fathom the problems here, and people here can't even fathom the problems that we have because it's just like two totally different worlds.
Right.
You go from like the East Coast to like three states west, and you're like in an entirely different culture with different like needs.
Hmm.
And same thing if you go south, or if you go even more south, if you go west, it's just like two. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
It's
like it's
wild.
almost like the coasts have similar. I don't want to say interests, but similar problems, right?
Yeah,
And then when you
similar
get
problems but different cultures. You
right,
know what I mean?
right,
And
and then
it's
when
like
you get in the middle, like
yeah, it's
forget
fair
it.
game. Yeah,
It's fair game. You know, when you get into those flyover states, just forget it.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's wild stuff.
it sure is. So there you
Word.
go. I can't thank you enough for taking your time, man, on a Sunday of all days. I really appreciate it. I know you got shit to do and stuff, and it's been great to get to know you and hear your story. And I feel like we have way more things we could talk about, and we will.
Cool.
We'll we'll do this again and get into some nitty gritty shit. But what you're doing and the grind you're on, man. I can't wait to see what you do because your music is fucking incredible.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah,
It's cool always like seeing more and more, doing, I've been doing a lot of podcasts and stuff recently, so it's been really cool to see a lot of, you know, people, especially like I had no idea that when I was doing this one, it was like Boots and Whiskey podcast. I was like, all right, so this is somewhere Nashville, Kentucky or something,
yeah,
and
no,
here
no.
we are. It's right next
We'll
door.
have to before you head to Nashville. We'll have to try to figure out a plan to get together in real life and do a real one. Not
That'd be
that this is
great.
a fake one, but do an
Yeah, no,
in person one and
oh,
you know,
yeah, I could bring the boys. We could
yeah,
make it a whole band thing. That'd be
yeah,
cool.
absolutely, we'll do
Yeah,
it. Do
yeah,
it, man.
man.
All right,
Well,
buddy.
cool.
Well,
Thank you so much for having me, and have a
anytime,
good Sunday.
anytime. You too. You too. We'll talk soon.
All right,
See
bye.
ya. Well, there you have it. What do you say to that? What do you say to Kyle Ray other than holy shit? What a story, right? I mean, unbelievable. Um, this kid is doing some great things, and I hope he continues to do great things, and I don't see why he wouldn't. Um, so thank you so much for tuning in, Kyle. Again, thank you so much for being on the show and you know allowing me to put it out here for you. And again, I apologize for the delay, but thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow. Two more episodes tomorrow, and check out the other 3 episodes that have been released this weekend. And we appreciate you. Cheers.